The mind lives on drama. This is not metaphorical, it is literal. The mind cannot survive on reality alone. Reality is slow, ordinary, uncertain, silent. The mind needs stimulation, contrast, movement, emotional charge. Drama provides all of that instantly. So the mind feeds on drama the way the body feeds on food. What drama actually is? Drama is not just movies or sports. Drama is narration, interpretation, exaggeration, emotional coloring. Anything added to what is. Reality is simple. Something happens. Drama is the story the mind builds around it. Without that story, the mind has no rule. Why the mind cannot stay with what is? If the mind stays with reality as it is, two things happen. There is nothing to do. There is no identity to maintain. This feels like death to the mind. So it creates past stories, future fears, fantasies, conflicts, heroes and villains, not because they are true, but because they keep the mind occupied. Past drama. The past cannot be changed, yet the mind revisits it endlessly. Why? Because the past gives the mind continuity. Without memory based drama, the mind has no substance. Future drama. The future does not exist, yet the mind lives there. Why? Because the future gives the mind hope and fear. Hope and fear are emotionally charged. Emotion equals fuel. Why drama feels important? Importance is not intrinsic, it is manufactured. Emotion amplifies perception. The more emotional a thought is, the more real it feels. Drama is simply emotion turned up. Why awareness threatens the mind? Awareness does not add anything, it removes illusion. When you see drama as drama, the mind loses its grip. That's why the mind resists silence. Silence starves it. This is the crucial understanding. You do not have to kill the mind, you do not have to control it, you do not have to purify it, you only have to see what it feeds on. Once the food is seen, consumption becomes optional. The mind lives on drama the way fire lives on fuel. Remove the fuel not by force but by seeing, and the fire naturally dies down. Nothing to fight, nothing to suppress, just clarity. Every dramatic thing is a substitute for real life. Drama is noise, life is silent. Every dramatic thing is a substitute for real life. This is not a moral statement, it's a mechanical one. Real life requires effort, risk, uncertainty, patience, presence. Drama requires none of these. Drama gives you the feeling of life without living it. Watching sports gives you excitement without training. Celebrity news gives you status comparison without achievement. Romantic fantasy gives you intimacy without vulnerability. Gossip gives you significance without responsibility. So the mind chooses a drama, not because it is bad, but because it is easier than living. A substitute exists when the real thing feels uncomfortable. That's the key. When real life feels heavy, slow, uncertain, or demanding, the mind reaches for drama as a replacement. Not consciously, automatically. So when you see yourself pulled toward drama, it's a signal. Something real is being avoided. Not judged, just noticed. Drama is noise. Life is silent. Life does not announce itself. Breathing is silent. Understanding is silent. Focus is silent. Depth is silent. Growth is silent. The mind, however, is noisy. It talks, it narrates, it exaggerates, it reacts, it comments. That noise creates the illusion of importance. The louder something feels, the more it seems to matter. But in reality, truth does not vibrate. Drama needs volume because it has no substance. Life has substance, so it doesn't need volume. Silence doesn't mean nothing is happening, it means nothing false is happening. How these two statements work together. When life becomes silent, the mind panics. Silence feels empty. Empty feels threatening. So the mind introduces noise. That noise is drama. Drama is not the enemy. Drama is a symptom of absence of presence. The practical shift. This is important. You don't need to avoid drama aggressively. That itself becomes drama. You just need to recognize this pattern. Noise turning into mind. Silence turning into life. The moment you see this clearly, drama loses its hypnotic quality. It still arises, but it no longer convinces. Drama feels alive because life is quiet. Once you learn to stay with quiet, drama feels unnecessary. Nothing to force, nothing to escape. Just see what is real. The mind lives on drama, not because drama is useful, not because drama is true, but because drama gives the mind continuity. Without drama, the mind feels like it is dying. Why the mind loves drama? Drama does one thing very well. It keeps the mind occupied. Sports, cricket, football, TV serials, Big Boss, celebrity news, gossip, romantic fantasies, past regrets, future projections, all of these have one common function. They prevent you from being here. Silence feels like death to the mind. Stillness feels like danger. Presence feels like annihilation. So the mind creates movement. That movement is called drama. Past drama. The past is already dead. Yet the mind keeps resurrecting it. Why? Because the past gives the mind identity. I was hurt. I succeeded. I failed. I was admired. I was ignored. These stories give the mind weight. Without them, it has no substance. So it repeats them endlessly. Future drama. This is the most dangerous. The future does not exist, but the mind lives there. You look at a girl, immediately the mind creates a movie. What if? What could happen? What I should say? What she might think? How this could go wrong or right? None of this is real, but it feels real because emotion is involved. The mind survives by projecting. Projection is its oxygen. Why drama feels attractive? Drama creates dopamine without effort. No work, no risk, no responsibility, just imagination. Watching sports feel like achievement without effort. Romantic fantasies feel like intimacy without vulnerability. Gossip feels like superiority without growth. The mind is lazy. Drama is cheap stimulation. If there is a craving for drama, it is not you. This is not the belief. This is an observation. Ask yourself, when drama arises, did you invite it? No. It appears on its own. That which appears without your permission cannot be you. You are the one noticing the craving. The craving is an object. You are the observer. The mind creates narratives automatically. The mind cannot look at reality directly. Reality is too plain, too silent, too empty. So it overlays story. A glance becomes a romance. A comment becomes an insult. A moment becomes a destiny. This is not intelligence. This is compulsion. The key insight. You do not have to fight drama. You do not have to suppress it. You do not have to replace it with productive drama. That itself is drama. All you have to say is this: drama arises because the mind cannot tolerate emptiness. When this is seen clearly, without judgment, drama starts losing its grip. Not because you resisted it, but because it was exposed. What happens when drama drops? At first, boredom, restlessness, emptiness. The mind will say, this is pointless, this is dull, something is missing. Yes, the mind is missing, and that is the first taste of freedom. One final line. Drama is the mind's attempt to feel alive. Stillness is life itself. Stay with what is here. Let the mind scream. Do not follow it. Do not argue with it. Just see. That seeing is enough. So, drama is not a problem to be solved. It is a signal that you have drifted away from life. When you return to what is here, drama has nothing to feed on. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is where life actually happens. Let the noise pass. Stay with what is real.